You should start it like that.
We're back.
Episode 19. Good morning, Billy. The first morning show that we've done
This is
here.
definitely the earliest we've ever started.
It's not even close. I don't think we've recorded prior to like 1, and that was only for the live stream. Everything else is around 4 or 5 o'clock.
And if you can notice, we're not in the garage.
We're not in the garage.
The weather has not been cooperative with us.
Not in any way, shape, or form. Downpouring here in Bayside today.
And we have a guest.
We do have a guest.
We're
He
back.
decided to hop up and join us for our return after how many weeks away? 2?
2 busy weeks. We couldn't get it.
Couldn't get it together. You know, we had a lot of stuff
together.
going on. But we're back now, and better than ever, to steal from Mike Greenberg, because we have one of the best. We have a great new monitor that I am loving looking at, by the way. It's almost like we're watching ourselves in a movie.
The placement's a little. When we're in the garage, it'll be a little better.
Do you think it's a little weird that we keep looking up? Almost
That's
like
what I
we're
was
looking
saying,
at the heavens, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, that's just things that could be adjusted.
Well,
this does not help
this is-
the audience at all, by the way.
This is a dry run still.
Yeah.
Because we're going to do it in the garage.
That's right.
Again.
But the audience will
Unless
not
it gets
benefit.
too cold. We haven't been
That's
really
true.
cold yet.
The audience will not benefit from this new monitor at all. They can't see it.
No,
It's useless for
it's
them.
for us.
But for us, it's great. And we have we're slowly moving along. So even though we took a week or 2 off, we're back and we're stronger than ever. And on a we also have
We've also added some. We've also added some new little kinks into the show, as you can see. We're able to now use sound effects, just in case I haven't been kicked in the nuts. That's not what this is. This is a new soundboard that Billy has purchased, and it's paying off already. Because look at him, he's dying. He can't even contain himself. Look at him. He's losing control.
That was worth a laugh, but
the Garage Party Podcast live from an elevator. Apparently, that's where we're at right now. Boy, what a job.
Big
We
day
have
today.
advanced this show by light years, in my opinion. Light years between the
just
monitor,
for that
the
one
sound effects.
soundbite alone,
the-
like I'm gonna pull that clip later and I'll laugh at it just as hard again.
It's going to be great. And not only that, but again, hasn't benefited the audience yet because we're not using it yet, but we have a new camera system where we'll be able to kind of like see us both while we're each talking
do some
instead of
cool
just one
multicam stuff.
Yeah, instead of just one shot directly at us the entire time. Now, a rainy day here in Bayside, dreadful. Cold, windy, rainy, terrible outside. Just terrible. But today is a great day. And why is that? Because today we go to the Cape. We haven't announced this yet on the show, but today we go to the Cape. That is Cape Cod.
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod. We're heading out there.
Cape Cod, can you hear us?
Fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 6'4", a mixed martial art.
Artist weighing in at 145 pounds. He is Khabib, the Eagle Nurmagomedov.
It's even funnier in person because I hear his actual voice and that voice
You
at
hear
the
them
same
both, yeah.
time.
I wonder if the mic picks up both, or do you think it only hears this one?
No, I think it's just that one.
The Khabib making us. This is a lot we have to catch up on.
Yeah. Let's backtrack.
we've
Let's
missed out
backtrack
on
at
a
least
lot.
a week.
We'll start from the beginning, and then we'll kind of work our way back towards today, where we're going today.
What'd you have
after
for
the
breakfast last Monday?
show. I'm not usually a breakfast guy.
I'm not a breakfast guy.
I usually start with lunch. Lunch is usually my first meal of the day. Usually. There's a rare occasion I'll throw in a bagel, just to, wrinkle the sheets a little.
Might want a bagel today before we hit the road.
Yeah, I'm in for that. The
You're
road to where, though? You're jumping.
Cape Cod.
There you go. But you're jumping. We're supposed to start it last week.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so
Well, we don't
anyway.
have to start breakfast Monday, but we'll just
I mean, if we really want to start with the Cape, I'm not wearing shoes, by the way. If you really want to
get
start,
comfortable.
if you really want to start with the Cape, you should go back about 3 weeks when Paul, who you haven't met yet, except for on the phone very briefly, asked us if we wanted to do a trip. But I digress. Anyway, we'll get to that. Last week, however, huge UFC fight. Huge. Khabib makes his return out in Abu Dhabi, and against Justin Gaethje. It was a really good card. Alexander Volkov, Robert Whittaker against Jared Cannonier. Very good card. Now, Billy came up with the idea. I was going to Jersey. Now, whenever I'm in Jersey and there's a big sporting event on, I like to
Throw a little action.
I like to throw a few shekels on the action, right?
Throw a little action.
You want to make it as interesting as possible. So that's what I did. But I left it up to Billy what exactly we would be betting on. Would we be betting on one thing? Would it just be the Khabib fight? Would we try to turn this into a parlay where, all of a sudden you're going to be looking at us and we're going to be sitting in a palace? Like, what do we want here? Like, what kind of parlay or bet do we want to make here? So I left that up to Billy. Now, probably not a great idea. The night before Billy's supposed to make his decision, he goes out and has a few mules. Mm-hmm. And what do you do when you have a few mules, Billy? You fire off drunk texts. Now, is Billy firing off drunk texts to women? Of course not. He was firing them off to me. Except what he was sending me, you're ringing. Is me? Yeah. That's a bad job by me.
I was like, that's my phone.
Poor job by me. Firing off drunk texts to me, a parlay that you came up with.
Yeah.
How many mules deep would you say?
3 or 4.
3 or 4 mules deep. And
Almost sends me
he sends me this 5-leg parlay. Now I could start from the beginning with this because it's very important that we get this right. But a 5-leg parlay he starts off with, right? Starting off with Ohio State. First week back at the Big Ten, by the way.
It was also an
Saturday.
early day for UFC, so
it was.
We had to get it in, the night before or early morning
That's
Saturday.
Correct. Now, the first day back for the Big Ten. So we had Ohio State playing Nebraska, the early game. Kicks off the Big Ten season. 12 o'clock. Ohio State.
Tell them the spread.
Minus 26 and a half. 26 and a half.
I liked
minus.
It. I liked it.
Which means that the second that game kicks off, me and Billy are down by 4 touchdowns. The second it kicks off, 4 touchdowns, we're down. So the game progresses, not in a direction that I was happy with. Nebraska scores a touchdown.
I couldn't even watch. I was videotaping a wedding.
Mm-hmm. Now,
and was just getting updates from Rich.
In case you're not big on betting or you're not into the whole betting scene, when you make a parlay, everything has to break your way. Nothing can go wrong. Everything has to line up perfectly. Almost like the stars on a Cape Cod night. It's all got to be lined up beautifully. So what happens is the first leg of this parlay is Ohio State minus 26.5. And immediately, 30 seconds in, Nebraska's up 7-0. So, which means me and Billy are down 34-0. Before you even blink. Anyway, fast forward the afternoon, Ohio State covers. They beat Nebraska 52-17. They beat the spread, or they cover the spread.
Which simultaneously
minus 26.5.
The UFC events have started.
Right. Now, his idea was to do one football game and the 4 fights of his choosing on the UFC main card.
Yeah.
Now, his fighters were Lauren Murphy, Alexander Volkov, Robert Whittaker, and, of course, Khabib the Eagle Nurmagomedov. Now, those were going to be his 4 guys. Those were your 4 solid picks that you said, these people are going to win. I know it.
We went straight money lines, too. I didn't
straight
pick
money line.
any,
We didn't want to get too out of hand.
Yeah.
So I, of course, lock in this parlay that Billy sends me. And then he tells me the next day, he's like, oh, man, I wish you didn't do that. I was drunk when I said that. I said, are you kidding me? I said, I was like, you know what? Regardless, I feel good about it.
I meant to answer him that night because, I don't think I even saw that you responded.
What did you think I was going to do with it?
I don't think I even saw you responded. And I was going to say, I'm just joking.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't do this.
Yeah. There was other screenshots of other parlays that I was gonna tell you to do.
However,
but those didn't work out.
No, they didn't work out. But what did work out was ours.
I had Cowboy Oliveira. I almost sent you another one with Lauren Murphy winning by submission,
which she did.
So Drunk Billy was fucking.
He was on his game. Drunk Billy was on his game. Now,
I credit it to watching Embedded.
Is that what it was?
That's what I did.
You were watching that and you were like,
that's how I know.
Confident.
That's how I know who's gonna win.
You know who are you most concerned about during this whole thing? Because I tell you who I was. I was very concerned about the Killer Gorilla. I thought Jared Cannonier had a good shot to beat Robert Whittaker.
No, 100%. That as far as fights go, but the Ohio State game was really worrying me. Because they hadn't played all year.
They had not. We had no idea what they were going to look like. I think they look good.
They had a win by 27.
Yes, that's correct. That is correct. And
so
lo and behold.
That was the toughest leg of it, and we start off with that. And Lauren Murphy almost simultaneously both hit.
Right. And lo and behold, all 5 of those things ended up happening. I watched Khabib finish off Justin Gaethje in the second round via what they call technical submission. Is that what that's called? Or was that knockout? That's not knockout. He choked him out. It was a triangle choke.
Yeah, it's
It's a submission.
Yeah.
So Khabib wins it.
I think technical submissions when you tap.
Okay. Now, we bet $100. Fair. I thought that was good. $50 each. Won 1,000.
It's a good day.
What a day. What a day. Last Saturday I was at the peak of my sports life that I've been at in a very long time, considering the teams I root for.
Driving from one location of the wedding to the next, and I had it on my dashboard as I was driving, like behind the steering wheel, and I started losing it. I called Rich right away, and I already lost my voice, basically.
He did. He was screaming. As soon as Khabib finished him off, Billy's face pops up on my phone. Big, he's calling me. I answer. He's like, "Oh, well, let's go." He's yelling. I was like, "Oh, God, this is unbelievable." In no way, shape, or form is this like, going to alter our lives in a big way. It's not like we just won $100,000 like some degenerates out there. But it felt good, man. To win a 5-leg parlay, which you picked drunk. It felt great. It felt like an accomplishment. As one by one, as our legs of the parlay fell into place, I said, this is going to happen. Because once Robert Whittaker, who I said I was most concerned about losing, once he beat Jared Cannonier, which was a good fight, by the way, and ended up going the distance. Once he finished him and he beat Jared Cannonier, I said, this is it, we're going to win. Because I was confident in Khabib. But then once Khabib...
You started getting a little nervous about Khabib, too.
Well, once we have 4 of the 5, I said, oh, man, wouldn't it suck if Khabib was the one to blow this for us? And he's the one that we considered a lock the entire time. That would have been rough. But it did not work out that way. We ended up winning. It was a great Saturday. It was actually the first time I'm seeing you since that victory. Unbelievable. Unbelievable Saturday. Loved it. And we're going to try to duplicate it this weekend.
We took that energy right into this week.
We did.
This week went really slow for me, honestly.
Did it really?
Yeah, super slow.
Is that because you were excited about the Cape?
Could be.
Because usually when you're excited about something, the time moves slow. So that's quite possible.
You sound like a philosopher now.
Right?
Now he's philosophizing.
Now he's a philosophizer.
I was about to do an Insta story with that, but I remembered that doesn't get picked up.
Yeah, people don't hear that unless you're actually listening to the show. By the way, this is the Garage Party Podcast, streaming to you on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Google Podcast. Thanks for listening. Episode 19.
Episode 19.
Inching closer to the 20 mark.
As the computer's about to die.
That's right. Not great when you're recording a show. But a great last Saturday we had. It was unbelievable. We really pulled it off. It's what you dream about when you're a little boy, and you're watching sports. You dream of hitting a 5-leg parlay.
Yeah, we've been having some other bets not go our way. Because the night before, we actually placed a bet on the Giants, and they lost by a point.
They lost by a point after having a 10-point lead with 5 minutes left. Mm-hmm. Really one of the more disgusting losses that franchise has suffered in the last 10 years. But, we'll leave that alone. They're 1-6. They stink. But I tell you what, although today is a dreary, wet day, it is a great day if you are a fan of the teams that we root for. A great day. How, you ask? Well, I'll be happy to tell you, Billy. Today is a great day. And why is that? The Jets are 0-7, going towards 0-8, playing the Chiefs this weekend. Gonna get destroyed. One step closer to Trevor Lawrence.
How long does this go?
I don't know. I like it, though. One step closer to Trevor Lawrence. And today, the biggest part of today is not us going to Cape Cod. It is that MLB owners will vote to confirm Steve Cohen as the new owner of the New York Mets. And it is a great day as long as that Big Bird mayor sitting up there in Gracie Mansion does not get involved and stick his big snout in it and prevent this great thing from happening.
This is a really long song.
I like it, though. It's nice. It's giving me a little edge. I like it. What a great day.
It's adding emphasis to everything he's saying.
The Mets didn't make the playoffs in a season where everybody and their mother made the playoffs. The Jets are 0-8, inching closer to Trevor Lawrence. And yet today is a beautiful day. A rainy day. A wet day. A cold day. Blustery, some may say. It was actually supposed to snow today. Turned into rain.
I kind of prefer snow over like the icy cold rain.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right,
like-
you got to stop this because I can't stop moving my shoulders.
But
There we go.
like the rain just makes you wet and then cold.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like either one, to be honest with you.
I like a light little snow over a cold rain.
I'm not sure. I'm a light snow.
Yeah.
You mean
'Cause I
like
feel
a,
like
like a
it's le-
dusting?
Yeah, I feel like it's actually less cold
Yeah, I mean a dusting is not bad. I would never.
because you don't
You know.
get soaked.
No, you don't. It's not bad.
It smells nice.
Yeah, that fresh snow smell.
Mm-hmm.
You know where it just gets out of hand sometimes when you gotta, go out there and shovel it and do all that kind of
Well,
crap.
we don't have to
nobody
do that
wants
here.
To do. No, we don't. That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, may have to shovel our cars out, right?
Yeah, you just brush them off or whatever.
Unless like the plow comes down and plows
If you
in.
even really have to, you have a fucking pickup truck.
I do, and I also don't, go to work anymore. I do it from here. This is how I work now, even during the show. A great day, Billy. I don't know what I can say. It's a Friday morning. We're here. We're recording a show on a Friday morning, something we never do. And yet, I am as to steal a line from Chris Farley, I'm giddy as a schoolgirl. It's great. It's a great day, provided, of course, that the MLB owners vote to confirm Steve Cohen, which I think they will. And, of course, Mayor de Blasio here in New York City, one of the worst mayors that any state has ever seen.
I don't think he really has any grounds to go on to.
You know what? I don't think so either, but if there is, he'll find a way. Because he is like...
A weasel?
Yeah. He also... You know what the best way to compare him? He's like Charlie Brown, except not lovable. He's like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, where he like sets it down and then he just touches it and it dies. Everything he touches dies. Everything he touches turns to mulch. Destroys it. Immediately. Not even like it's, like a process. It's just dead. Immediately. So a day that Mets fans should be joyous, and I am because I think that this is going to go through. I don't think he's going to have the power to stop it, but a day that we really should just be unbridled joy and passion has a little bit of a tint to it because of Mayor de Blasio here in New York City. And if you're not from New York City and you listen to us, just look him up. You'll find out all you need to know about him. One of the worst mayors this city's ever seen. But anyway, a great day. And we inch closer if you're a Jets fan. I'm repping both teams today because I'm very passionate about my teams today. Today's a good day.
I actually just had a Jets hoodie on right before you walked in.
Yeah, it's a good day. We inch closer to Trevor Lawrence again. There, as a Met and Jet fan, you can never just be truly happy. There's always got to be a little asterisk, right? If he doesn't come out of school or if he goes back to Clemson, which I wouldn't be surprised about, and I wouldn't necessarily blame him for.
I mean, if he goes back to Clemson, the Jets might be there for him next year.
That's what I'm saying. There's a good chance that they're going to have that number one pick next year, too. So I don't really know. I don't know if it's going to pay off for him.
He may not be able to avoid us.
Yeah.
Maybe inevitable.
It may be inevitable, Trevor.
The Jets are inevitable, Trevor.
Trevor?
All you need to know, Trevor, is that the way that we sound right now is how the Jets have played for the last 40 years.
I think you sound wonderful.
You like this?
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it's cool. I like it. It's a little, it's liberating, It's like, yeah, I rock this.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I think I'm going to leave it on for the rest of the show.
No, maybe we don't do that. What is this? What do you think that... Oh. Say no.
There it is. Now we're back. What do you call that, by the way? Is that Martian? What is that?
Just like a pitch changer.
And then you have the bellow, which is like the
That's
Bruce Buffer.
That's the reverb.
Yeah, the reverb. That's true.
And then we have our music and
Yep.
our applause. Because, people like what we say. So they like to clap. You may not be able to tell we're in...
Should we save the applause for like times where we make a really good point? Or we like go off and go on a rant?
I mean, it's up to the audience.
Actually, it's up to you. You're the one who pushes the button.
What button? There's an audience.
Yeah. You should put up
An applause sign?
yes, on the YouTube, you should
And
put
a
up
laugh.
a Garage Party podcast that's filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Well, live studio mellow.
Live studio mellow.
He's very mellow today.
He's very laid back today. Very sleepy. Sleepy boy. Too early for him.
Early
Maybe
day
that's what
for
it
him.
is, yeah.
Early day.
Early day. He's not used to this kind of commotion.
It's
at
like,
this hour. He's like, this is very
No one's
early.
usually home at this time, so
Yeah. He's happy people are here, but he's confused. Right? I know. You're confused. I know, sweet boy.
Where'd your ropes go?
okay.
Oh, he dropped
He
them.
dropped them. He decided it was nap time. But anyway, it's a great day. And now we can get into what we're doing today. So today we are venturing out to Massachusetts. Beautiful Cape Cod for 3 days. Just to kind of chill. Get away for a little bit.
Yeah.
Get away from the hustle and bustle of New York City that I haven't been in months. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We're going with Paul. Paul will be here about an hour
Sit
and 15.
back and enjoy the. We got a nice little Airbnb with a.
We do.
With a deck overlooking. What's
We got
the name of
a-
it again? I can pull it up.
We got to pick up the Blantons.
I can run and get that. When we get the bagels, we'll stop it.
Beautiful. All right. I just got to put my clothes in the dryer.
Mm-hmm. I just sent you the address. Follins Pond in Cape Cod. That's what our Airbnb is overlooking. It's a very nice.
I saw you sent the address.
Yeah, very nice view.
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, I mean, we had a lot of aspirations for this trip at the beginning. We were
Everything
like,
from
maybe
whale watching.
we're going to
to-
fish. Maybe we're going to go whale watching. What are we going to do, right? And now it's kind of evolved into a very relaxing, just let's barbecue, have a few cigars, have a few drinks, sit on our nice porch. Hopefully the weather cooperates. I think tomorrow's supposed to be nice.
I feel like we keep looking at ourselves up there.
How can you not? It's like we're sitting front row at a movie theater. That's what I would equate this to. Right?
It's not that big, but
It's not that big, but same kind of feel.
yeah.
Like in a movie theater, this is what we
You
look
can't
like.
keep your eyes off yourself.
I'm covering all the bases. See Mello there?
I got my eye on you.
Everything that I need, I want your heart, love, and emotion.
Endlessly.
Man, we could have fun with this thing. This is a great idea. Great idea by you.
See, now we just need an intern or someone to run it.
I know you discussed, we exchanged brief text messages yesterday about potentially going back to our alma mater over there at
The old stomping grounds.
Connecticut School of Broadcasting. Shout out to them. Might go back there, see if there's anybody interested in,
Upping our
helping
level of
our
production,
joining our staff.
taking off some of the workload so we can focus on
That's right. The content.
being the on-air talent.
That's
and
right.
The
Talent's a strong word. We are the
It
talent.
is. You're
But
right.
do
it
we
is.
have talent?
I think we do.
You
Because
think so?
we're 19 episodes deep. You don't get there by accident.
Yeah. No, you don't. You definitely don't. We're good. We're approaching 20 episodes now. That's a big one.
Yep.
25, I think, should be a landmark, right? 25, 50, 100? Or 25, 50, 75, 100?
I feel like the next landmark's really 100.
You think so? 100 episodes. That is a lot of episodes. But it's really not when you look at it in, like, Joe Rogan perspective, right? He's up to, like, 1,100.
Well, he does more than one a week.
He does, like, 4 a week. Sometimes 3. But
And he also gets paid a lot of money to do it.
Mm.
We, however, don't. So, like, if I was able to quit my job and just do this, we would.
I mean, if, we got, like, a lot of serious sponsors. Hello? This thing on? Sponsors.
Especially in the garage, like we talked about in episode 18. Got a lot of real estate for, paid product placement.
That's right.
But this is all stuff we could talk about off the air.
We're going to try to expand to sponsors because I think, our setup lends itself to sponsors. Like, when I look at us in the garage and I look at our table and I look at, like, what you built, your creation, it is the definition of product
The
placement.
drink wells.
Yes.
We got to get on that.
It's exactly what you would look for in product placement. And it's so, you know what? And I don't want to degrade any other podcast, but there are some podcasts out there that are just trash, and they have sponsors.
Yeah.
So we can get a sponsorship, especially with that product placement alone. Even if we stink, which we very well may. We're the only ones who really listen to ourselves. We may be awful.
I don't listen to
Yeah, maybe we're just doing this for mellow. But if even if we stink, that table still lends itself to product placement. Because on the off chance somebody might watch us, they'll say, "Wow,
Look at that.
look at that bottle.
I got to buy that.
I got to buy that stuff." Even though these two losers are, sitting around talking about it, spitting on it, I got to buy it.
Like it. Love it. Got to have it.
We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna make a strong push for sponsors.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'm pulling up the DraftKings now, just getting a
Trying
feel.
to get your bets ready. By the way, Sunday we're gonna be in the Cape Friday and Saturday, but Sunday we're going out to Rhode Island. We're gonna stop at Twin Rivers Casino, and place a few timely sports bets on the football game Sunday. So continue.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get a feel for the direction I'm going to go with some of these picks.
Well, I feel like you have to go with the Pats, right? Like it would be sacrilege for you not to, considering your chest and what should have been your head rides on it.
I mean, I don't have to.
No, but by the way, you should be like kissing the ground that Lauren walks on for saving your head from this, because it's trending in the direction of you would have been as bald as a cue ball, because that's how bad the Pats have looked the last couple of weeks.
I wouldn't have minded being bald.
But you don't know what you're going to look like. So isn't there a little bit of fear in there?
Yeah. It would be weird. I would look weird, but
yeah, but see, we've gotten into this on the show before. You're not a person who is fearful. You're not. You're just not a fearful individual. You're somebody who wants to wrestle an alligator.
Fears, I just don't
swim with the sharks.
I'm terrified of wrestling with an alligator. I want to do it.
But you want to do it, right? So somebody can, you may be scared, but you'll still buck up and do it.
Yeah.
But
right.
How would you equate the fear level from wrestling with an alligator and walking around for 2-3 months, say, with a bald head?
Are they
equal?
Get used to the bald. I feel like my hair grows pretty quick too, so maybe it wouldn't be as bad. But I'm a little scared of what kind of dress you guys are going to pick if I lose.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. It's also going to be a joint effort. It's not just going to be me.
Like, is it going to be like a tight one, or is it going to be like a loose, flowy one with a lot of like chest cleavage?
No, it's going to be a tight one.
Tight one?
It's gonna be a tight one, yeah. We're going to make sure that, you're kind of walking around like
short, tight and short.
Heels. Wear heels.
No heels.
You got to wear heels.
No.
Well, they have to be like some kind of feminine shoe. Maybe not a heel. Maybe like a flat, like a ballet shoe. Wouldn't that be cool?
Where are we getting size 12 ballet shoes?
There's got to be some big ballet dancers out there, right? Aren't there men ballerinas? There are. Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably small though.
No, I think like one of them's like that big Russian dude from Die Hard with the long hair.
Hans's brother?
No, not his brother. Yes, Hans's brother. Yeah, that's him. He's a ballerina.
That's a massive ballerina.
He's huge. What's his name in the movie?
His name is Hans's brother.
No. Stand by.
Is it Gregory?
Alexander Godunov plays Carl.
Carl. That's what.
Was a Russian-American ballet dancer.
Gregory was a pretty good guess.
Ballet dancer. See?
How big is he?
He
What's his shoe size? Maybe I can borrow a pair.
6'3". I think he'll be fine.
Well,
I wouldn't borrow from him. He's dead.
That he doesn't need them.
He doesn't need him anymore. But a very famous ballet dancer.
Yeah.
Yep. Alexander
He's barefoot in
Godunov.
that one.
Shout out. Yeah, I think isn't that like a matter of
But
preference for
I'm
a
not
ballerina?
wearing ballet shoes.
No, it's all right. You don't have to wear ballet shoes. It's all right. We'll be all right. We'll find you something nice.
So we going tight and short on this dress?
Probably. I haven't really thought about this yet. I'm trying not to get too far ahead of myself, even though the Pats look pretty terrible. I don't want to get, like, too out of control.
I mean, you're the king of getting too far ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I mean, look what my guess was for the Jets this year.
What'd you say, 10-6?
Definitely was an 0-8 going into Week 9. So, I think...
big game this week, though. Pats, Bills.
I mean, for you, there's
to get the
no
Pats
bigger.
back on track. And the Bills have not looked good at all the last few weeks.
No.
They lost 2 straight and then had a bad outing against the Jets. Still got the win because it's the Jets.
That's right.
But Josh Allen does not look sharp, as sharp at least as he started.
Mm-hmm.
Those first 3-4 games, he was lights out. Granted, the first one was against the Jets.
Yep.
And the Jets made him look like Barry Sanders or something.
But you know what, Billy? The only thing that matters in this league is 2 letters. W and L. And right now the Bills sit at 5-2. And the Pats are, I want to say 2-4. And Cam Newton has looked dreadful. Dreadful. Aside from Week 1, where I guess he had a little bit of a boost, he's looked brutal. I mean, he's bouncing passes in front of guys.
Yeah.
He doesn't not look good at all.
I don't know if it was COVID that affected him or if he sustained some sort of injury.
I just think he's not that good anymore.
Could be that too, but I feel like he looked much sharper and
And let me tell you something else,
performed better
too.
in the first couple games than he has.
Let me
these
tell you
last
something
few
else
games.
about the Patriots here. There's the biggest winner in this season for the New England Patriots is Tom Brady. He won 12 games with this team last year.
Yeah.
12 games with this team that right now scored
there's some
3 against
injuries.
Denver, scored 9 against San Francisco. He won 12 games with them last year. If you
And
had
he's also playing really well.
really
down
well in Tampa. Yeah. With a team that didn't even make the playoffs last year. They're probably going to the NFC Championship
Well,
game,
they're
where
pretty
they'll probably
stacked
lose
right
to
now.
Seattle or Green Bay or something. But, Tom Brady, the debate has raged on for years between who's better. Is the Patriots' success more credited to Bill Belichick or Tom Brady? Well, you're getting a better answer now. You're getting a clearer picture. It's Tom Brady.
I still think Belichick has a lot to do with it.
Of course.
But once a team starts losing like this, and you're like one of those disciplined, hard-ass coaches, you start to lose your players a little bit.
Yeah.
Because all these rules are fine and dandy when you're winning, but as soon as you start losing, it's not as fun anymore.
Spirals out of control.
Yeah.
And now you see a report yesterday that the Patriots are open to trading anybody. So they're almost in sell mode.
Yeah.
I mean that's not a good sign. They, if internally they don't believe, and Bill Belichick also acts as the GM for the Pats, so if internally they don't believe that they can win this year, that's telling, considering that this AFC East is pretty much wide open.
But could they salvage the division?
They have a lot of work to do.
I don't think any team out of the AFC East is going far in the playoffs.
No.
But I have a lot riding on this Patriots team.
Yeah, you certainly do. You were all in on them, and I told you. I said, I don't know. Be careful with this.
Because they're still the Patriots. They're still going to do Patriot things.
They are still the Patriots in name only. This roster is completely different.
We'll see.
There's nobody on this team, most importantly Tom Brady, but they also lost 5 of their best players to COVID.
We'll see.
Didn't want to play. Said no, not playing.
They've had some hurdles. They've also had a much tougher schedule than the Bills.
Yeah, but it doesn't ease up. If you look at the Pats' schedule, this week obviously they play the Bills.
We also mentioned the Dolphins have one of the easiest roads.
Look at their next 4
and they're
games.
playing really well, the Dolphins.
Very well.
So
Very
I
well.
have
And their
2
schedule
teams.
is by far the easiest in the AFC East the rest of the way. Not even close. And now they'll make the switch over to Tua Tagovailoa. So we'll see what that does, which is something that you thought was never going to happen. They end up doing 5 minutes after you
because
predicted.
they're playing so well with Fitz.
But couldn't you argue the exact opposite, that now is when it makes sense? You want to make sure that this kid plays in meaningful games. You don't want to see what he does. The stadium's already empty. So he's not going to see, much in the way of crowds. You want to make sure that he plays in games that actually matter. Sink or swim. Listen, here's another little factor for you, too. And nobody's talking about this.
If you can win a division chip and you're playing well, I wouldn't change a single thing.
Right, but here's my other thing. And in no way, shape, or form am I saying that the Dolphins are going to get rid of Tua Tagovailoa. I think that there's a little bit more of an incentive to see him earlier rather than later this year. And why? I'll tell you. Because you want to see how he plays in big games, because you want to see if he can play, not just because you want to see it, but because this year the Dolphins hold the Houston Texans' first-round pick. And the Houston Texans are dreadful. They have 1 win. There's a good chance that Texans pick could turn out to be the first overall pick. And then you have a decision to make. If you have Tua, and he does not look good over these next couple of games, or over the course of the regular season the rest of the way, if he does not look good, you then put a decision on the Dolphins' ownership whether or not they want to even consider the idea of drafting Trevor Lawrence, provided he comes out of college. Now, there's a lot of ifs and what-ifs in here. A lot of things have to break their way. But you need to make sure that Tua Tagovailoa is your guy moving forward. If you have that first overall pick and you're going to pass on a guy who seems to be, by all accounts, scouts, GMs, coaches, everybody says the same thing, that this is a once-in-a-generational player. So you want to make sure that you know if Tua Tagovailoa can play before you pass on a guy potentially like Trevor Lawrence.
See, but none of if it's a pick from the Texans, so the outcome of your season doesn't really have anything to do with that low draft pick. You're going to get that anyway. So wouldn't you rather try and perform
I'm not
and
saying they're
maybe
gonna,
go for a division title and
Yeah.
then have a
but I'm not.
high
No, no,
draft
but
pick?
you're missing the point. I'm not saying that they're going to try and lose to get a better draft pick. What I'm saying is, if the Houston Texans continue to flounder and play poorly, and somehow the Jets win a couple games and the Texans don't, the Miami Dolphins will end up with the first overall pick, and then you have to decide
Possible.
if they're going to take Trevor Lawrence, who's a once in a
Possible.
generational guy. You want to make sure that the guy you just drafted, I think it was like 6th overall last year, Tua. You want to make sure he can play before you pass on Trevor.
Yeah, you could do that without, throwing away a chance at a division title, unless you're sure this is going to
I
be
don't
better
think so.
for your team.
I think that the Dolphins are viewing this as not only can we get a good look at Tua over the course of this regular season, but he also gives them a good shot to win. I think that they love their head coach Brian Flores, and why not? He's done a great job since he's been there. I think that they've done a fantastic job against all odds. I mean, a lot of people thought that this was a team last year that had one of the worst rosters in football, and they still walked away with about 4 or 5 wins, which is very impressive considering what the Jets are doing right now. Worst roster in football, don't even look competitive in a lot of these games. So you need to make sure that Tua
Which
is your guy.
most of it I'm putting to Adam Gase.
I'm putting a lot of that on Adam Gase too, but let's be honest, this roster is not exactly
'Cause, like-
filled with talent.
Yeah, but I feel like there's coaches that would have at least had a W by now.
Yes, I think that there are coaches that maximize. Brian Flores. There are coaches
Yeah.
that maximize what they have. Adam Gase is not one of those guys. If anything, he brings them down a notch. So if
even
they have
like
the worst roster in the league, now they perform even worse because of
last
his
week,
play
the way
calling.
the Bills were playing with all the penalties and everything, totally winnable game.
Oh my God, the Bills tried to literally gift that game with a big yellow ribbon on it.
Super winnable.
They tried
Even-
to put a bow on that game and hand it to the Jets as an early Halloween gift.
We've had a few games that were very winnable.
Yeah, but they will not take it.
No.
They don't want it. They can't do it. You know how many? Just take a guess. You may have heard this stat. How many yards of offense did the Jets have in the second half of the game against the Bills last week? Yards of offense against the Bills, second half.
12,
4.
4 yards.
4 yards of offense
See, I was being generous. I gave him double digits.
in an entire half. You tripled it. In an entire half of football, the Jets had 4 yards of offense with their offensive genius head coach.
Yeah. Everywhere
you
he's
know-
gone, he's been in the bottom rank of
And
offense
it's
stats.
worse than that.
Offensive
it's
stats.
worse than that. Not only has he been in the bottom half of offense stats everywhere he's gone, but a lot of his players have succeeded when they got away from him.
Tannehill looks amazing.
Tannehill's an MVP candidate now. And he started becoming that way the second that he got out of Adam Gase's way, or out of Adam Gase's clutches, vice grip. It is unbelievable
Yeah.
how bad this guy is as a head coach. And I've made the point to you before. I think they're losing on purpose. I think that they are keeping Adam Gase around because they want to lose.
Because the damage is done already.
The damage is done. The season is over. They're going nowhere. The only thing that they can do right now, and Joe Douglas did not draft Sam Darnold, the only thing that they can do right now is get a franchise-changing player in Trevor Lawrence by losing and hoping that he decides to come out and go to them. That's it. That's all you can do if you're a Jets fan. All you can do if you're the Jets GM. Lose as many as you can and try to get the franchise quarterback,
Just
which
a
we've been searching
shame
for
to
years.
watch them ruin another quarterback.
I don't know if he's ruined yet. His career with the Jets is ruined. But there's a good chance he goes somewhere else and is a little bit successful.
You're talking about Sam. I'm talking about Trevor.
Oh, well, the key with Trevor is not having Adam Gase around. They got to get the head coach right. The next head coach has to be good. You know, somebody who can actually coach, not
Not a lot of
Adam
candidates
Gase.
right now either.
what's that?
Not a lot of candidates right now.
I would say if I had to guess, Eric Bieniemy I think is obviously the top guy, but everybody who fires their coach is going to be going for him. Everybody.
Yeah.
He's obviously the top guy.
If the Jets will even call him and give him an interview.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they will. My question is whether or not he even wants that job. He may want the Houston job. He could want, I have a feeling that there are going to be other coaches fired. I mean, look at what's going on in Denver. Granted, they have had their quarterback hurt. Jacksonville, is Marone going to stick around for another year?
Even some teams that will be in the playoffs may end up going in a different direction as far as coaching.
Yeah, I
When
mean,
you look at
if you look at Dallas.
Look
at Dallas. I mean, Mike McCarthy, that has been an absolute disaster from the second he took over. A nightmare. I mean, his play now that you're seeing reports out of the Cowboys locker room that think this guy can't coach. This guy's no good. And this is exactly what happened in Green Bay, but that was over the course of 13 years. Mike McCarthy's been there for 7 weeks, and there's already reports coming out of the Cowboys locker room that they don't like him, that he can't coach, that his coaching staff is inept. These are quotes from the Cowboys players. So that's going to be an interesting situation, too. You're going to have some teams that have a lot of talent on the roster. They're going to be looking for a coach. Look at the Falcons. Raheem Morris is not going to be the guy there long term. They're going to go out and look for a coach. So if you're the Jets, you have to have a backup plan to Eric Bieniemy because everybody's going to be going for Bieniemy, and it's going to be his choice where he wants to go. It's finally his time. You could make the argument he should have been a head coach a long time ago. It didn't happen. This is his year. At the end of this season, Eric Bieniemy will be hired to be a head coach by someone in the league, provided he wants to leave Kansas City, which I think he does. But if you're the Jets, you probably have as good a shot as anybody else. I don't know Eric Bieniemy's preference on living and where he wants to go, his family, who knows? He may not want to come to New York. May want to go to Houston. May want to go to Atlanta. May want to go to Dallas. So you have to have a backup plan if you're the Jets, especially if you're going to have that number 1 overall pick and draft Trevor Lawrence. So my guess would be that they go to the college ranks. I would say that they go and they get a hot college coach, college offensive-minded head coach, maybe even Dabo Swinney.
Some of those things make sense, but knowing the Jets still like, oh, we're going to hire within and upgrade sort of.
I think Joe Douglas is smart enough that he knows that every single person on this staff, on this coaching staff, needs to be fired. Every single person, down to the
doorman,
the intern that comes in 3 times a week to get college credits, just gives Joe Douglas and Adam Gase their coffee. Fired. They need to be fired. Every one of them. Every one of them. There's such bad.
We got an opening here. If you want to run this board,
there's such bad juju in that locker room. They got to fire everybody. So if you're that intern for the Jets that's about to be out of a job, we got a gig for you. You can come here and play our elevator music.
And you can make Rich's voice sound like this.
Sound like this. Guess what?
Why is it so much more pronounced for you?
You are going to be fired.
Why doesn't it do it for me? Before you got here, I was messing with it. It was doing it for me.
Maybe it's only hooked up to me. Is that can you do it to both mics at the same time? Maybe it's
I thought
only
it
one.
would be.
Either way, you know who will find out? The Jets intern when he gets fired.
That's something to figure out.
Yeah, we'll dabble with that. We'll dabble with it. Good stuff today, episode 19, Billy. Good stuff today. What are we at here?
42 minutes.
Nice. Okay. Got a little Jets talk in there. I know you're usually very opposed to that.
Well,
a little Met talk.
You're usually way too optimistic, which is like.
I mean, I'm not sure that anybody can be optimistic after watching this team for 7 weeks.
Well,
now here's the question: do they go 0-16?
See, that's something I was going to dabble with at the casino.
Like as a bet, yeah.
At the casino.
Now, what are the odds on that? They're not great. I think that the odds are only plus 300, which means that there's a good chance that Vegas thinks they're going to lose every game.
I think it pays out more than that.
Does it?
I could pull it up.
Pull it up.
They're the only team left without a win.
They are.
Where is it? Team futures. Team to go 0-16. It's actually even better than last time I looked. Plus 260.
Yeah, it's not great. That's not good. That's not good money. That means Vegas thinks that they're actually going to lose every game.
Yeah.
That's not good.
It's not good at all.
Justin Gaethje had quadruple those odds to beat Khabib.
The Steelers to go 16-0 is plus 2,000.
I don't like this. The Steelers to what?
Go 16-0.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I wouldn't bet on that either. That's not going to happen.
Plus 2,000.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
$10 gets you 200.
It's not going to happen. But it's not worth it. It's worth a $10 bet if you want to do that. Not going to happen, though. We can pull up their schedule.
But plus 260 for the Jets to go 0-16, it's pretty likely.
I mean, I think it's going to happen. I think it's, absolutely going to happen. By the way, there's a chance that the Steelers lose this week. So, playing the Ravens. They still got to play the Ravens twice. You think they're winning both those games? The rest of the schedule is actually not that bad for them. But the 2 Ravens games, that's where they're going to drop one. Now the Jets,
Going forward, what do they got?
you give me a place where they get a win. Chiefs, I'm not even going to bother discussing this any further. By the way, any guesses on the point spread for that game this weekend?
I think I looked already. I think it was 19 or 18
Try
and
again.
a half.
21. Last time I checked. 21. 3 touchdowns. That's Clemson, Georgia Tech. That's what that is.
It's not good.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And it's crazy that I don't even feel comfortable putting money.
No, I don't feel comfortable about it at all. There's a good chance they lose by 5, 6 touchdowns. Now, Chiefs loss, right?
Yeah.
Patriots. Obviously, you're going to say that they lose that game,
Mhm.
right? That, honestly, that may be their best chance for a win the rest of the way.
Well, division game should always be closer.
I mean, no, but like that could be their best opportunity for a win.
Keep going.
The way the Pats are playing right now, that's their best opportunity. The Chargers, they're not winning that game. The Chargers are not good. They're not. And they're the king of the bad loss, but they're not winning that game.
That's at home?
It's in L.A.
Oh.
They're not winning that game. Dolphins, again.
Dolphins
they're not winning that game.
Dolphins are playing well.
Raiders.
That's a close one. I think it's a close one.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Seahawks. Rams. Browns. You give them a shot against the Browns?
No.
Okay. And then Pats again to close out the season on January 3rd.
Maybe they split with the Pats.
At best, 1 win. Right? At best?
Mm-hmm.
They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games left. Can they win 1? 1. It can be done, but a team has to really play poorly. It's got to play like the Bills last week because they could have won last week.
They could also, what was it, 2 years ago? They turned the team around and won with Sam. Or was it last year?
That was last year. They went like 6-1 on the back end of the season. Yeah.
But they have a tough schedule.
Yeah. I mean, they're not winning the Chiefs game. I don't think they're beating the Pats. Could be their best opportunity for a win, though. I don't think they're beating the Chargers, although that could be an opportunity. Maybe they win 2 in a row. Imagine. Maybe they win 3 in a row. Maybe they beat the Pats, the Chargers, and the Dolphins.
Now you're getting
See, this is where I get my out of hand again.
I think
So.
Mel just farted in my face, too.
Oof. Good boy. It's crazy, Billy. Not a bad bet, though. Plus 260. It's not worth it, though, I don't think.
No.
Plus 260, 9 games? Not worth it. Not worth it. Plus 500, fine. And I'd be fine putting a wager now because I'm actually rooting for them to lose now.
Yeah, no. It's too close. It's very likely.
That they lose every game, right?
Vegas is seeing it as very likely.
Agreed.
They're almost a favorite. I think for them to not win win a game.
That's almost like
I think it's minus 300.
It's almost like a pick 'em. Like
Yeah,
they
maybe.
could win a game or they could lose every one.
It's 50-50.
Yes.
My chance, go America. 50-50.
So take that what you will. Now, do you have your bets locked in for this weekend? Do you know what you're going to do, or are you just kind of like
Still looking.
you're still dabbling? You got some time. You got a 5-hour car ride ahead of you, if that helps.
Yeah, I want to throw a little action at the Masters. We've been looking at that.
Yeah.
Um,
I do want to. I've never actually placed a bet in person. Never actually
No?
gone up to a teller and
you haven't been to Vegas yet.
placed a
have
bet.
you?
No, I never have. We should do that. It should be one of our trips.
It was one of our plans to do the Arizona and then drive to Vegas.
I think that was going to be this year, wasn't it? Oh,
Was
this
it
year was L.A. and something else. I forget. Then COVID happened.
Yeah. There's some UFC. Actually, we won't be in Rhode Island for before this goes
but
down.
I have a very, very low excitement level about the UFC this weekend. Uriah Hall, Anderson Silva.
Anderson Silva's last fight.
Doesn't really get my blood boiling, you know?
Well, you didn't. For me, like anytime Silva fights, it's like I usually want to tune in.
I think the
'cause-
co-main event, I actually like the guy. Andre Touchy-Feely. I like him.
Well, Touchy's like a nickname.
Yeah, I know. Andre
Yeah.
Touchy-Feely.
Yeah.
You,
The way
you thought I really thought his name was Touchy
well,
Feely?
the way you said it, it came off as like one of those Mike Hunt things.
Andre Touchy
Ophelia
Feely.
Nutzik.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for them to book my guy Calvin Cater for
He
another
just
fight.
fought.
Nah, that wasn't that long ago. It was like 3 months ago.
He just fought on the which card? The
It's been a while. It's been like 3
oh
months.
no, that was the first Abu Dhabi card that he fought.
It might have been the first one. It was like he beat Dan Ige.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. So it was like the Wednesday. The Wednesday after the first Abu Dhabi fight.
Yeah.
It was like the second. You have Fight Island.
July
2.
15th.
Yeah, Fight Island 2.
August, September, October. That's been over 3 months. He's ready. He's ready for another.
Who's the next pay-per-view? Valentina?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that's next week?
No. I think it's November.
Oh, what card
We got
is that?
Santos Teixeira.
There's a November 7th card next week. Yeah, with Thiago Santos.
Shevchenko, by the way, is the co-main event. The main event is Figueiredo against Alex Perez.
Really?
Silly.
That is very silly.
Silly.
Do you want to see what her odds?
Couple weak cards.
Guess Valentina's odds?
Minus 700. Higher. Minus 900. Minus 1,000. Minus 1,100. 1,200. 1,300.
1250.
Holy Christ.
Minus 1250.
1,250. Not buying into the Jennifer Maya hype, huh?
She's pretty tough. She's a tough girl.
Tough girl, but not doing anything for
Let's check-
Shevchenko.
Can you even pull up Nunes against Megan?
That might be like an early. When is that? December?
Yeah, that's the December card.
Who just backed off that card, by the way? Didn't somebody just get pulled from that card?
Was it Usman? No.
Yeah.
Usman Burns?
Yeah. That got pulled again.
Yeah.
Burns just can't catch a break. Guy's been ready to fight for months.
Yeah. At this point, you just give him an opponent, right?
COVID just completely fucked him.
So as of September 2nd, it's Nunes is minus 800.
Yeah. Minus 800?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So they give her better odds to lose than Shevchenko.
Minus 800 is like still huge.
But yet, still, they give Shevchenko better odds than Nunes.
Well, because Megan Anderson's, been a contender for a couple of years now.
Also, when are they gonna? Let me look this up because I think it's been a while. When are they gonna strip? Oh, by the way, how about Khabib being retired for about 3 minutes?
It's Dana White saying he wants to go for 30-0, right? That's just speculation at this point.
He knows. He knows. He said Khabib told him that he might want to. His dad apparently told him to go for 30-0 before he died.
Yeah, but I think Khabib wants to fight, but I don't know if he will because the way he was saying it is his mother doesn't want him to fight anymore. So is he gonna? He's very family-oriented and respectful of his elders. So I don't know if he'll.
I mean, I got to be honest. When I saw that he was,
unless he could talk his mom into letting him.
What is he now? 28 now?
29.
29 now. When I saw that, when they put that graphic up the other day after he won, I said, "Can't retire 29-0, man. You got to go for 30."
You gotta go for.
Sounds so much better than 29-0.
Yeah, but
like 30-0 is like a really nice number. 29-0, come on.
At that point, like, you got maybe I'll give Mayweather a shot at 50-0.
That would be nice. 2 undefeateds, but he's not a boxer. Khabib can't take down Mayweather.
Is Floyd now 51-0?
Did he lose? I don't care.
No, 50,
boxing to me
again.
is Oh, Kazmat Chimaev and Leon Edwards, after they said that they were going to strip Leon Edwards of his ranking, they make a very nice fight between him and Chimaev, which is, for Chimaev,
did they give that a date yet?
Huh?
Did they give that a date yet? It's not a pay-per-view, right?
I don't know if it's a pay-per-view.
They're headlining, but I think it's a fight night.
Chimaev. Edwards.
You gotta work on your typing.
Yeah, no.
I could have played the elevator music in this amount of time.
December 19th.
That's the Nunez card, no? Or it's like a week before, a week after?
It's December 19th. The fight will serve as the main event of the final UFC card of 2020, and it will be a welterweight bout.
Yeah, the
December 19th. The
Amanda-
256.
Amanda Nunez is
No,
fighting
December 12th.
December 12th.
So it's the card right after the
It's a fight night.
yes. It's in Vegas.
It's in Vegas
Mm-hmm.
with a crowd?
Not the Apex Center.
No crowd.
No crowd.
Because the Raiders have a crowd now, right?
Yeah, well, the Dolphins have a crowd. I think the Raiders have like a small
Chiefs have a crowd. Texas,
Yeah.
anything in Texas has
Mhm.
crowds.
A lot of college games have crowds. Almost all of them.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. The Georgia game 2 weeks back against
Those
Alabama.
campuses are riddled with COVID.
COVID. But people are recovering at it. You know, it's fine, especially people that age. They're all contained in their dorms. You know, they're only giving it to one another.
Mm-hmm. Sounds great.
Yeah, I still don't want it. Still not interested in it. No interest whatsoever. Good stuff.
What else we got?
Episode 19. I don't know. What else you got? You want to talk about the Cape?
We could change these, but I think I'm going to keep this one.
I like this one. It's nice. It might get, it might get a little old.
Yeah.
You know?
Which at that point, we find a new one.
Yeah, it might get a little old. It's possible. Just saying. If we're listening to it all day, you know.
For episode 20, we'll be in the garage, and we'll be...
Weather permitting. We could be in the garage, like...
I like how it fades out nicely, too. Yeah, but I think that's all we got for today. We got to go hit the road and
Hit the road, Jack.
drive on up
But
to
we will be back.
Massachusetts.
Hit the road, Jack. We're getting Paul. We haven't seen Paul in a little while, right? Been a little couple months.
Yeah, it's been...
Came over for, did we go to
Something.
OSB?
Did we?
What's that for?
When we shot those commercials in, like,
Is that the last time
July?
we saw him?
No. We saw him Casey's birthday after that? Or was that before that?
Oh, no, we just saw him. We went to, Miller's.
Oh, yeah.
That was
did.
like 3 weeks ago. We are back. We are back. We are getting.
Getting Paul back.
I
stuff today.
think that's it for episode 19.
The moment you truly have all been waiting for.
That's how to do that.
Mel's very sleepy today. Look at him.
Han Solo.
Oh, I've
Look
been
at this
waiting
dog.
for you.
He's so sleepy.
Mellow. This is weird.
This is the first time he's ever, like, stayed put in one spot.
Yeah,
for
the
an
entire show. He did not move once. He's just so sleepy.
It's the early start.
It's the early morning.
Speaking of early starts, we're going to get going and hit the road.
Hit the road, Jack.
That's it for episode 19.
Episode
Subscribe
19.
on YouTube, Garage Party Podcast. Find us on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Podcasts, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You can check in with Rich because I don't tweet.
We have individual Twitter accounts. GPP Rich, GPP Billy. Neither one of us tweet, but follow us anyway. Maybe if you follow us, we'll tweet. Tweet.
Tweet.
Rock and Robin, tweet.
Catch you
Rock and
guys
Robin,
later.
Tweet.